DJ and PK, the Utah Mammoth flipped the script on the Vegas Golden Knights on Monday night at Delta Center with a 5-1 victory, 4 goals from Logan Cooley in the contest after Vegas came to Salt Lake City on Thursday and beat Utah 4-1, a game that just did not sit well with the Mammoth, who have now won 2 straight games after Saturday's 3-2 win over the New York Rangers. Utah currently now 12-8-3 on the season, 7-2-1 at Delta Center, and they are sitting in that wildcard spot in the Western Conference, tied with Vegas and just 1 point back of Minnesota for third place in the Central. But Monday was the Logan Cooley show. He had 5 points in the game, tying a franchise record after Clayton Keller got 5 points against Minnesota in February of last year. Becomes the first Utah skater to get 4 goals in a game this year. First skater in the NHL this year to get 4 goals in a game, as he joins Connor Bedard along with Macklin Celebrini as the only players in the NHL this year to have a pair of hat tricks. So good one for Utah. They got the scoring started in the first period with Logan Cooley feeding Dylan Guenther for the goal, and Utah was off and skating on Monday night.
Cooley lays it back. Guenther unloads and scores! The Kids connect, and it's 1-0.
1 minute and 17 seconds later, Logan Cooley would get his first of 4 straight for the Mammoth, and it would be 2-0 Utah in the opening frame.
Oh, Guenther right back in. Cooley taps it in and scores! The duo goes back to back. This time, it's a return to sender. Guenther to Cooley.
Vegas pushed back in the second, outshot Utah 16-4, but only got 1 goal in that frame. And Karel Vejmelka stopped 15-16. Utah killed a big penalty, of which Vegas got 6 power play shots. The Vegas power play was 6 for 17 entering the game, but Utah's penalty kill, now at 28 for 29 in November, the best in the NHL, kept Utah ahead going to the third, where Logan Cooley would give Utah an insurance goal and a 3-1 lead on a breakaway, getting his second of the night.
Then Eichel lost it. How fast can Cooley skate? Let's find out. Cooley shoots, and they score! Logan Cooley gets his second of the game.
He'd finish off the hat trick with 4:19 left to go in the game into an empty net.
Gets to the puck first in the Utah zone. Cooley waiting for it. Cooley on hat trick. Watch! Bingo! Logan Cooley gets his second hat trick of the season.
And with Utah shorthanded with 2:17 left to go in the game, he'd find an empty net again.
Bowman snowed under. Cooley at the empty net. Give him 4! Logan Cooley gets his 4th goal of the night.
Big game for Karel Vejmelka as he stops 33 of 34 in goal, now 10-5-2 on the season for the Mammoth. Utah back home tomorrow with the Montreal Canadiens. It'll be a 7:30 face-off here at Delta Center. We heard from head coach Andre Tourigny after the game. Here's what Bear said.
A good bounce back after the game against Vegas, where we were obviously not happy about not just the score, because they're a really good team. Even tonight, we were really happy about the win, but could have gone either way. They're a good team. So, but the way we compete tonight, the way we battle in front of the net, our net, their net, the speed we generate off the rush, that is stuff. They're not easy to play against. And if you look, then the scoring, the shot doesn't reflect always the scoring chance, but the scoring chance are pretty even. So we did a good job. Really like the second and the third period of Stanley's line. I think they give us a lot of momentum. I don't have to tell you I like the game of Cooley's line. That's pretty obvious. But I think Boehner's line play against 9 on the other side almost all night and did a really solid job. So we're physical, did a good job. And so I all in all, good game.
What stands out about Cooley's awareness, his quick decision-making, and his ability to just convert in some tight situations in tonight's game?
Yeah, less is more. He didn't complicate his game. He didn't try to get on the play of the week. He will be on the play in the week because he scored 4. But it was speed, simple, space behind, and when he does that, he's special.
Cooley also said that he was proud of, I guess, the way you all protected the lead, especially in the second and the third. What about the attitude and the focus in those 2 periods, or even the whole game, was different, and maybe you're seeing the progress of this message being heard?
Yeah, obviously in the second they had a hell of a push. Like I said, they're a good team. They're Stanley Cup contender for a reason. So we knew they have a say in what will happen out there, but the intensity, the urgency we had in those situations, and the way we protected that front, even if we were not perfect, even if there's a number of things we would like to get better at, and we will, I think the mindset is always the most important thing, and I think the guys were really good in it. The way they regrouped in the third, we were even more solid. We were composed, we were intense, but we were even killed. That was really good.
So for Logan Cooley, first player in the NHL 21 or under to score 4 goals in a game since Patrick Laine did it. Exactly 7 years ago yesterday, he scored 5 for the Jets on November 24th of 2018. First 4-goal game in franchise history, as I said. First 4-goal game in the NHL this season, as I said. First career 5-point night for Logan Cooley. And as I said, second career 5-point game in franchise history. Let's hear from Logan Cooley after the game on Monday night.
But you are the only player in the NHL this season to have 4 goals. And after that second, or the last goal you scored, what was the congratulations like on the bench? Obviously, you were smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anytime you can do that, it's special. But just see how excited the guys were for me too. You get a cool feeling when you get the support of your teammates, and I just think in general we have such a tight group. Guys really care about each other and want everyone on the team to have success, so it's awesome. What
was the mental process for you? I know the last couple of games have been a little bit frustrating for you. To get out of that and be able to have the game you did tonight, what was that process like for you?
Yeah, I think it's a long season. I think the big thing is consistency, and that's something that, for me personally, I'm always trying to work on. Like you said, it wasn't the easiest path to tonight, but I think just finding a way to stay with it. It's a grind of the season, mentally, physically. But I think just, leaning on guys that have experience, family, little things like that get you out of it. And, I was fortunate to, kind of a big game tonight.
And the victorious goaltender, Karel Vejmelka, stopped a season-high 33 shots, matching his season high from October 24th when he did it at Minnesota in a 6-2 victory. That game included a 20-save period. Here in this one, Vejmelka doing it with a 15-save second period to keep Utah ahead. Again, it was a 2-1 game until early in the third period when Logan Cooley got that big insurance goal. Then Utah killed a penalty in the third period, up 3-1 before those 2 empty netters. Here's what Karel Vejmelka said after his 10th win of the year.
What kind of confidence does a game like this give you and this team?
Yeah, obviously this one feels really good. It's a big 2 points against a really good team, one of the best so far this season. So it feels really good.
You're often called the best penalty killer, and this penalty kill has been incredible. What can you say about that group to be able to help you out, but also perform the way you have?
I think we had a really good pre-scout before the game. Our coaching staff did a really good job, and it's really helpful for everybody. If you already know what they have tendency to do, and it's easier now for us to figure it out because we played against those guys a couple of days ago. So we did a good job, and we played simple, so it was a big key for us.
And just as a teammate, watching a guy like Logan Cooley get 4 goals in a game after kind of a drought, what is that like to celebrate him?
Oh yeah, he really deserves it. He battled every night so hard. So obviously 2 goals to empty net, but it count. So I'm really happy about him, and he deserves it.
And we'll be talking all about it on Mammoth Daily. Mike Folta and myself, your daily podcast for the Utah Mammoth, wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, on the Utah Mammoth YouTube page, and on SEG Plus. We're with you Monday through Friday for 30 minutes or so on your Mammoth. We'll recap this game today, look ahead to tomorrow against Montreal. We've got our Tuesday mailbag on Mammoth Daily, and we will take you into the third period with some fun and our broadcast team Friendsgiving. So join us on Mammoth Daily today, wherever you get your podcasts. And a reminder, we'll be off on Thursday and Friday, so no episodes Thanksgiving or Black Friday. And we're back at Delta Center on Wednesday. We'll give you an extra half hour to get to the game. 7:30 face-off. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with Hockey Night in Utah right here on the KSL Sports Zone.